I'm just enjoying my villain playlist. It's literally called a playlist for 19th century villain rejoicing in his fallen enemies.
It sounds glorious.
Right? The
I
reason...
wish I could interrupt with the soundboard, but it's not ready yet.
No, that's fine. The reason I'm playing this is because I'm rejoicing all the fallen podcasts that are going to be obsolete once we hit the market. You know what I mean? Like actually, I don't think any podcast, like I meet these people in real life and they're fucking lame. They're not interesting people. They're interesting in front of a camera because look, we've been experiencing this, setting this up. Talking into a mic and talking into a camera is literally the coolest fucking thing you can do.
It's pretty dope.
It's invigorating. You feel important, you feel special, you feel like your life is like a little bit exciting. You know? But then I meet these people in like real life and they're fucking mutes. They're mutes. They can't communicate. They can't talk to girls. The only reason girls talk to them is because they have some kind of affluence or blue check or something like that. You know what I mean? They're not actually interesting. The best part about this podcast is that we're starting and we're fucking interesting. We're actually interesting people. You know what I mean? We're actually dope individuals that get to it. You know what I mean? The only problem is we're broke. that's the only problem. We're poor. So, you know, this might not be financially responsible right now, but I guarantee you, if our audience builds and we provide value, which we intend to do, we're going to educate you, we're going to entertain you, we're going to make you think, we're going to challenge you, we're going to make you angry, we're going to make you sad, we're going to make you explore all the emotions in the universe. Once we do that and you put your funds into that and we can grow this podcast to become the greatest thing in the world, I promise you we're going to sell out. I promise you we're going to sell out. Any brand that wants to sponsor us, we are whores.
Shout out Nike, let's go.
Shout out Nike boys, just do it. You know what I mean? Especially after they dropped Kanye. I got the stripes, but fuck it. Nah, I'm not gonna say that. We're gonna be respectful. You know what I mean? Because they can come and give us a brand deal too. I told you we're whores. We're whores. We just want the money. We
I'm sorry.
Want racks. Why'd you have to say their name? We didn't have to say it. I did it perfectly. I didn't say anything. You did the Kanye.
Cut this. We can.
You literally just did the Kanye. It's like we're not going. Like, I just went to the doctor. I'm not gonna say what ethnicity he was because I can't say it's not PC. He was Jewish. That's what you just did. But as I was saying, if we can grow this and make this a sustainable occupation, I promise you, we will return it to the fans tenfold. You know what I mean? Because we really do it
for the
for y'all. It's for y'all. Because
kids.
without y'all, without anybody, even if it's the y'all is one person right now and it's my mom just clapping, cheering us on.
Hercules.
Hercules. You know what I mean? Even if that's the start, even if it's 10 of you, if it's 1,000, if it's 1,000,000, it's whatever. We're going to be hilarious. We're going to be thought-provoking. We're going to be all those things. We could even become wealthy off of this. You know what I mean? I'm speaking a lot of this stuff into the future, but if we really do complete the task that we set out when we talked about starting this thing, like it actually, like the only reason I did this is because I knew this would be a good idea and I knew Angel was the perfect person. You know, you meet people in your life and the trajectory of your life changes from that moment. You know what I mean? And you develop a bond that can help propel you in life, you know? And I think we get a little bit lost in this life using those bonds for just as an end, a means to an end, you know? And I think the beautiful thing, and I'll get into why this is important for the podcast, but it was a genuine thing when me and Angel linked up. And I didn't even think about him when I first started to think about doing a podcast myself. Because, you know, people hear me talk and the things I share on Instagram and those kind of like stories and commentary I have, and they're like, you should start a podcast. You should start a podcast. And I try to do IG lives and I try to do things here and there, but it just didn't feel right. And, you know, I don't even know what happened, but I just checked in on Angel, see just whoop-de-woo, just see what's going on. And
That's me, by the way.
Yes, Angel, my angel. You know what I mean? My guardian angel. We were talking, and I think I mentioned a podcast or some shit, and he was like, we should do a podcast. Or I don't know how it came up, but it was literally a eureka moment. You know? It literally...
We was probably talking shit when we was in Houston.
we probably were talking mad shit, being opulent. I can't even... Words are hard.
Opulent?
Listen,
Obnoxious.
I have a speech impediment. I got juicy mouth. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's just too wet. Ladies, relax. Okay? Sometimes it gets just a little too wet, and I just need to correct my speech. So if I stutter along the way, just mind your goddamn business. But yeah, we were probably talking shit, you know, going to Johnny Dang's, buying opulent shit, getting grills and whatnot. You know what I mean? Going to Uchi and dropping racks. I wish I could hear a cha-ching. A cha-ching sound effect would have been dope. Look, this is still a work in progress.
Soundboard's not ready yet, but
it will
coming soon.
Coming soon. You know what I mean? Everything needs growth. But anyways, we talked about this, and it was such a eureka moment, and it was one of those things that felt so natural that it just enticed me to do it. And there's been a lot of roadblocks along the way. You know, they don't want us to win. I literally booked a flight. I'm not joking. Let me talk to the people. Let me look at my goddamn camera. They literally had a flight. They literally had a flight with no pilot. There was no pilot, okay? And there were people there to, again, Kanye, I'm not going to mention who they were. But they were there, and there was a lot of complaints. There's a lot of demands for money back, and that's where I'll leave it. But there was no pilot when I initially was supposed to fly down here and we could start doing this project. You know what I mean? There's been a lot of road bumps. There's been a lot of things that have tried to stop us in the way. But again, that from that initial spark, from that initial conversation of actually doing the podcast, it could not be stopped. It could not be stopped. And again, I talk about monetary, I talk about all that stuff, and we really are sluts and we really are whores. You know what I mean? I'm a slut. Get me lit. Okay? I dare you. But in all actuality, it would just be fun doing this with my friend. You know what I mean? I could have done this alone, but it wouldn't feel right. I could have done this with other friends, and it wouldn't have felt right. This feels right. You know? And again,
you have a lot to offer, though.
Nah. I really live what I rap out.
Actually, you kind of tame right now.
You know, I'm tame, but we're talking about something tame. You know what I mean? When we need to get lit, it's up and it's stuck and it's always
got
up.
Us canceled already, but
nah, kind of. Yeah. Kanye shrug. But yeah, no. We talk a lot about stuff to offer and all that other stuff, and monetary and whatnot. But really and truly, we're doing this for each other, and we're doing this for people. Yeah, for y'all. You know, and that's what makes me believe that this will actually go far. Because, you know, I do hear that. I do hear people tell me about Self-Care Sunday, which is a little series I started during the pandemic when I was losing my goddamn mind. And I was like, at least if my mind breaks, my friends can actually like laugh at me while I fall down the rabbit hole, but at least it'll be entertaining. And yeah, every time someone talks to me or messages me and DMs me or even argues with me, even has like a counterpoint to the things I'm saying and wants to get into, I think, a healthy debate. I enjoy it, you know, and there's going to be things that I say on this platform that you won't agree with. I may say something controversial. I may say a lot of things, but again, it's from a genuine place. I think especially in the society we live in today, we're not allowed to really explore ideas. And it's not even not we're really allowed. Like that even phrasing kind of like pisses me off because who's really going to stop me? You know what I mean? Like, I'm a 6-foot black dude that lifts weights. I'm a black belt in Taekwondo. I have all kinds of gun licenses. I'm nice with handguns, shotguns, rifles, all this stuff. I have nunchucks. I'm good with knives. I know how to shoot a bow and arrow. I've hunted. Bro, I'm hard to kill. I'm hard to kill. So no one needs to allow me to do shit. You dig? Let me look at the camera and say that one more time.
Got John Wick here.
No one needs to allow me to do shit. Okay? But I think the level of discourse we've had is very polarizing in our society today, and it's kind of just on two ends of the spectrum. Right? And I think it's a small minority that actually does that, because the more I talk to people in real life, we're kind of more in the middle, you know? On social media and platforms like that and TV and whatever kind of media you're on, I feel like you kind of have to be polarizing. I feel like it's just because the art form is so fake. Again, just like we said, when you're in front of a camera, and when you're in front of cameras and there's mics on and there's lights and, you know, it gets real, people change into
different.
They act different. They act how they think the people want to view them as. You know what I mean? We're all living behind a mask, even myself. But again, my mask is closer to my actual face. I ain't wearing no Michael Myers shit. You dig? Wait, is it Michael? Is Michael Myers? I should
They all
know
got
this.
masks.
Is it Austin Powers that? No, that's Mike Myers. But he is Michael.
Jason.
Whatever. You know the vibes. Okay. But yeah, people put on a facade, and I think on media when we have these discussions, I think people are choosing a side just so they don't get attacked by the group, which again is a small minority. It seems like a large majority on media, but again, when you see these people in real life, they really ain't about that life. They're probably more in the middle. So again, we want to. We understand the dangers of this, of pretending on media and podcasts and stuff like that, but that's why we wanted to add something to the market. You know, we're keeping it real rap raw, baby. We out here. This is real effing life. Protect your goddamn neck, all right? Welcome to Wu-Tang Financial.
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang. We're gonna be dropping a lot of random pop culture references, so bear with us. Again, we're going to be adding videos, we're going to be adding GIFs, we're going to be adding sound effects, all that stuff, so you don't think that these guys are just retarded.
No, yeah.
But
we just set this up. It's only getting better. Only going up.
It's again, it's up.
And it's stuck, baby.
You know the vibes. You know the vibes.
This is when we would cue some beats, but
yeah.
you know.
But yeah. We're not going to keep going over that. But yeah, we wanted to add something to the market. And even this, honestly, right now is just a run through. Like we don't really have anything planned. If you're seeing this, we're sharing it because we think that it'll at least be entertaining in some respect. But honestly, we're just testing shit out right now, realistically. You know what I mean? And again, I think that's what the beauty of this at least podcast or show or whatever you want to call it, experience, is that this is really inside us. You know what I mean? This is not scripted. This is not, this isn't rehearsed. You know what I mean? This is just off the top of the dome. This is freestyle. This is Jay-Z. We ain't writing nothing on no paper. We have taken user input from like people off my Instagram at least, asking the kind of things that they enjoy hearing on podcasts. That they're just tired of hearing, and what they want more of, that they feel that people aren't talking about enough, and some of those things intersect. You're gonna probably hear a lot of the things you're tired of us talking about, but I feel from a more nuanced, and different vantage point. I feel like, but yeah, this is all off the top, and we're only gonna grow, and we're only gonna give you the genuine things when we grow, and we're going to expand, and hopefully some of our viewers can actually be guests on the podcast. Some of our friends can actually be guests, some of the people that we know in different industries.
Porn stars, maybe.
We're not doing porn stars. Everyone's doing porn stars, okay? Everyone's doing porn stars. And listen, I love me a porn star. God bless you. You guys got me out of a lot of trouble because I was home jerking it instead of like in the streets fighting. You saved a lot of lives. Yo, I was wild when I was younger. I was beaten. One time, this is a true story. One time, I went to school and this white kid called me the N-word. And I bashed his head against the cement wall. I was in what? I was in like grade 5, grade 6. I'm a child, but I was that violent. You know what I mean? And then I saw porn and I was like, ooh. And that's where a lot of that energy. It was between that and training for martial arts. That literally was my life was jerking it and kicking it. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. You know? But what was I talking about? What
Porn
the hell was
stars?
that? Porn stars. Yes, porn stars. I love a porn star. Okay? And if you want to grace this platform, we are going to talk about some titty work, but we're also going to like ask their actual opinions on like life, love, and the pursuit of happiness. You know
Not
what I
just
mean?
positions.
Not just positions. You know what I mean? Because no one wants to do this shit. No one wants to do the fucking where they're upside down like this. And no girl wants to do this. This is going to hurt your goddamn neck. You know what I mean?
Bro,
You're going to need a backiotomy for that shit.
I just came back from the chiropractor. He fixed
Yeah.
my neck, though. He cracked that
You know what I
thing.
mean? You're going to need a backiotomy after all them kind of
Yeah.
jackhammer positions. But, yeah, no, we're going to try and get people in different fields, different industries. You know, I had a lot of people say that they want to hear more about real estate, financial literacy, all those things. Sorry. And I know some mortgage brokers and some financiers and people in that industry. And I would love for you to come on this platform and share your knowledge and even lack of knowledge. You know, sometimes when people are talking about this shit, they like to grandstand like they know everything. And I think that's why, again, we're important because we don't know shit. I can talk, bro.
I know some things.
Bro, I'm slick with my words. I'll say that. I'm very autodidactic. You know what I mean? I'm very perspicacious. I know how to perceive things and, you know, analyze and articulate my thoughts. But I'm an idiot. I'm dumb as shit. I've been around some real smart people. And yeah, the wise man knows that he knows not, you know? And I think it's important that we get at least people from different backgrounds, not just ourselves, you know, talk about things and talk about what they know and what they don't know, you know, because we're all still trying to figure it out. No one can be a master of everything, you know? But yeah, you know, I'm really excited to be on this journey and start this. You know, I'd be fucking yo, if there's one thing my friends can attest to is that I can talk. You know what I mean? That's something I'm definitely not lacking in. You know, I can talk my face off. So it'd be interesting to see if this talking can actually go to something productive. You know, my parents still probably say I should be a lawyer, but I don't want to kill myself. You know, I don't want to sit in a 9-to-5 in a loveless marriage. You know what I mean? Waiting for steak Fridays and taco Tuesdays and all that kind of bullshit. You know what I mean? And just, you know, I get sex every anniversary.
Damn, that's dark.
You know, that's dark. But that's this is a quote that I'm stealing from Joe Rogan because I don't know who actually says the quote, but I know he says it all the time. Most men live lives of quiet desperation. And not just men and women. Most people live lives of quiet desperation. They just fall into the rat race of society. You know what I mean? Like that's what the penny I don't want to say the word so we don't get demonetized, whatever platform we're on, but whatever the panini, the pandemonium, the panda, you know, the thing that happened over the last 2 years. I think that's why a lot of mental health issues popped up because people really had to look at their lives and they didn't like because they weren't living lives of intention. They were just going through the motions, right? Go to school, get a degree, get a career, get a job, find a man or a woman, have a kid, maybe 2. Okay, inflation's really high. I can't really afford more than 2 kids. I could barely afford 1 kid. Get a house, pay a mortgage. You know what I mean? Just random bullshit. Go do a commute, maybe go on a vacation once in a while. You know, boring shit. You know what I mean? And I want to say this.
Yeah. When you look at me, some of those hit close to home.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, you play the cards you're dealt. I did the same shit. You know what I mean? But again, we're trying something new so we can actually escape. If we fail, we fail. Fuck it. You know what I mean? But a lot of those people are afraid to fail. They're afraid to try new things. Just like you said, it hit close to home. But look where we're at right now. Put on your camera.
You have to try. You have to at least try.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think a lot of people were living just unintentional lives, and you know, the panini made them sit down and be surrounded by what their life is about. They're surrounded by the things that they put in their house. They're surrounded by the kids that they raised or failed to raise, the wife that they, you know, love or neglected, the husband that they loved or neglected. You know, a lot of those things, when you really sit down and what's it called? You know, when you have like juice, you know, you shake up some juice, it looks fine. But if you let it sit for a while, the sediment starts to fall and it sits at the bottom. And that's what a lot of people's lives, they got to see the sediment and they didn't like what they saw. You know, and that caused a lot of mental illness. So, yeah, man, it's important to expand your horizons, expand what you can actually do, try and fail. I forgot my initial point, but it still remains.
There were some keys in there. There were some nugs of
it still remains. But yeah, no, I mean, I guess I still remember because I was talking about like being a lawyer and how unsatisfying that would be. You know what I mean? Like,
sorry to all the lawyers there who love.
No, but if that's what you listen, let me be very clear. And this is going to happen a lot. People are going to be like, well, I live that life. I do X, I do Y, I do Z. Bro, if that's what you do, let me talk. Give me my camera. Give me my goddamn camera. If you do the things in life that I'm talking about, but intentionally, and you enjoy it, love, my brother or sister or non-binary, whatever.
Frog.
Continue to live that life. As long as it's a life that you think is worth living and you're genuinely happy and you've explored yourself and done all the work and you do like the commute. You do enjoy the little things in life. You know, you do enjoy the Taco Tuesdays with your wife and the steak Saturdays and, you know, going on vacation every once in a while and, you know, meeting Larry and Bob and Joe in the office and talking shit about the football game over the weekend. If you like those things, that's for you, man. Everyone can't be Harry Potter. Harry Potter doesn't work if everybody is Harry Potter. Harry Potter is because he is unique. Neo isn't the one in the Matrix if everybody is the one. We need people to be people. We need different strokes for different folks. This is where we're getting more esoteric, but we're the universe observing itself. You know what I mean? If I'm the universe, God, Allah, whatever you believe in, but if I'm the universe experiencing myself, why would I want the same archetype in person every single time? Why would I want that? I need an angel who's raised by Bulgarian parents. I'm a bad friend. Are they both Bulgarian?
Correct.
Nailed it. You know what I mean? You need a half Jamaican, half Trinidadian man raised in Canada and all that other stuff. You need different people. You need different strokes for different folks. That's what creates richness in life. You know what I mean? So I could want to be a podcaster, which in all actuality, if I really had it my way in life, I would have something way more productive. You know what I mean? Knowing what I know now, I'd probably be like a farmer or an engineer or something that actually like improves people's lives. You know what I mean? On a real kind of level.
You
and
can
again,
improve lives with this.
Yeah, no, absolutely, but in a more substantial way. And again, I didn't, and this is the cards I've dealt, and I'm gonna deal with it now. So I'm not truly upset about it, but you gotta use what you have at your disposal, and yeah, you have to try. And if there's something in your life that you're feeling is not fulfilling you, this is the moment. I don't know who needs to hear this message. But this is your sign to go for it. You know what I mean? Just try it. Don't throw it all away. Don't be like, I need to throw everything away. But start Start and see if it's something meaningful, right? See if you can actually grow from it. Bro, there's so many things, bro, listen, there's so many things in life that I have tried and done, and that's why I'm such an interesting person. But if I actually pursued those careers, they weren't as, it was like I was talking about in the beginning. It didn't feel natural, right? It didn't give me that initial spark, like, oh, I need to keep pursuing it. I did it, I experienced it, and that was kind of the end of it. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is your sign to go for it, man. Try it. Just like we're trying it right now. You know, this might not be everything we want. We might not end up in Dubai with 5 wives, 12 kids, 24 supercars, a big compound that's self-sustaining. You know what I mean? You know, we started our own banks, we started our own, you know, we're just fully self-sustaining individuals with racks. You dig? It might not be that. It might just end up we're just, you know, in the crib talking shit in front of iPhone cameras. But again, it was worth trying. And if we fail, we fail and we move forward. You know, you can learn all kinds of skills from anything you do, you know? I've worked many jobs and I've taken a skill from each one. You know, I've worked at Foot Locker. I've worked at 1-800-GOT-JUNK. I've worked at EQ3, which is a furniture store. I've worked at Forever 21. I've been a bartender. I've been everything, man. I've been an asphalt, bro. You know how much it sucks to be in one of those asphalt kids where you're pushing a fucking 2-ton cart of tar trying to convince people to seal their driveway. It sucks. It absolutely sucks, but it builds character, and it taught me something.
Especially
You know?
if you try to be good at your job, no matter what it is.
Exact-
Not just showing up.
Exactly. You know, my father always said this. He said, "Learn by doing good work or none." And I always used to mess that saying up because from my understanding of it, it'd be like, all right, if I'm not gonna do any good work, just don't do it at all. You know what I mean? But no, but like do the thing, like do it,
Yeah.
right?
Do
and
it
if
right
you can't,
or not at all.
yeah, if you can't do it, but at least do it, and then you know, okay, not to do it at all.
Try.
But it doesn't mean don't try. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean to think, well, I'm not gonna be good at it anyways, and then you don't do it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things I haven't thought that I'd be good at, but I'm fucking awesome. I'm the fucking shit. You know? And yeah, every time I try something and I'm good at it, I'm like, yo, I'm tight. You know? And every time I try something and I fail at it, I was like, I got it. It almost makes me more enticed to do it. You know what I mean? Because I understand that I'm fantastic. And you're fantastic too. You know? It doesn't mean just because I say I'm fantastic doesn't mean you aren't fantastic. We can all be fantastic in our own minds, you know? And again, I think a lot of the conversations around today, it just feels like everyone's your enemy, you know? And that can put you in a more defensive stance. If you start seeing, again, if you make yourself hard to kill, a hard target to get, you get to be a little bit more comfortable. Everyone isn't your enemy. Everyone's a potential enemy, but more likely everyone are a potential ally. And I think that's the better way to look at life. That's when you can be a little bit more friendly to the Starbucks barista.
Bro, were you just dropping Steven Seagal references with the Hard to Kill?
Did I?
Yeah, that's his movie.
Steven
Well
Seagal.
done.
Thank you. Again, yeah, man. I'm great at this. You got anything?
It's one thing to listen to motivational things. It's another thing to actually act after that.
No, that's exactly it. And we haven't decided on a name as of this moment, as of this recording. One of the potential names is mental masturbating.
Don't say it.
Like if this becomes a thing, like in the comments, tell me what's going on, tell me if you like it. But
No one like that.
whatever, hater. No, but he's right. Like when you think of masturbation, again, back to the porn star. Shout out. I never voted once, but if I did, I would vote Tiana Trump. Shout out Drizzy the boy. But yeah, we think of masturbation as just something you do in a sexual manner, but you can masturbate in a variety of manners, especially mentally, right? Mental masturbation is a real thing, and that's a term that we're going to coin. If anything, we have it here now. When we trademark that phrase, that's ours. You know what I mean? But mental masturbation is a real thing. You can watch motivational quotes and feel inspired and invigorated,
Right.
and that gets your rocks off. That hits you with that dopamine, that those endorphins, you know? But if you don't do shit, you ain't shit. Right? And again, when I say you ain't shit, I'm going to say a lot of things. I'm going to say like you ain't shit, you stupid, you whatever. That isn't a lifetime sentence. If I say you're stupid, it's not a lifetime sentence. You know what's the easiest way for me to not call you stupid? Don't be stupid. That's it. That's it. Right? If I say you ain't shit, just don't not be shit. I know double negatives suck. But yeah, listen to the main purpose, I feel like, especially like I said, this is for the people and for us. And this is also an exercise in my own mental masturbation, right? I can talk about it's a funny term, just fucking enjoy it. But no, I talked about this a lot. And this actually feels good, right? Masturbation feels good, but actually doing the thing feels better. Jerking off feels good, but actually having sex is a million times better. You know, and it's the same thing with your life. You can have the mental masturbation and watch food porn and all that other stuff. You can watch food porn all you want, but if you don't eat the food, it's not as good. If you don't, cook the food and see the
Right.
food in real life, it's not as good. If you're watching motivational videos and then you go watch like Wheel of Fortune or go to sleep or whatever, right? If you're watching gym motivational videos and you never go to the gym, you failed, my friend. You failed. Okay? And failure isn't something to be avoided. It's just, again, it's a tool to remind you of something like, ooh, that's the sting of failure burns. I don't like it that much, so I need to actually do it. Instead of going back into the trap of the masturbation. Instead of going back to the trap like, well, I'll just watch more motivational videos. You know what I mean? We're fighting algorithms. We're fighting supercomputers that are aimed at the lowest part of our brainstem. Okay, we're monkeys at the end of the day. Okay, like we are animals. We like to think that we're the highest because we are. We're able to manipulate our environment. We think of ourselves as these gods among the rest of the animal kingdom, but we're no better than them. You know, and we have silicon supercomputers aimed at the lowest part of our brains that are just feeding us all kinds of information. That just rubs that amygdala real nice, baby, real stroke. I'm not gonna stroke because again, we don't want to get demonetized. But yeah, whatever we talk about on this podcast, show, whatever experience, go do the shit, right? Take the message behind the message. Read between the lines. Okay. This is not this.
I think this is where you need a disclaimer that says, "Do not try any of the things."
Yeah, do not try any of these things at home. But my main point is, I've been dancing around it, but I found the words for it. This, let me talk to the people. Give me my camera.
That was your camera.
It was okay. Sorry, this is a great engineer. This show, this experience, this is what we're doing right here. It's not for you to think like me, to think like Angel, to think like us. It's to think for yourself. It's to exercise your mind with different ideas and thoughts. You know, we're going to talk about a lot of things. But the main thing is to open up your horizons, open up those mental pathways to make you a better version of yourself. That's I really mean this. I really mean this when I say this. And I wish I wish there was a way to feel how I feel when I'm expressing this. I want everyone to be the best versions of themselves. Like really and truly, like from the bottom, I'm almost in tears when I think about it, because the world would be a better place if we were the best versions of ourselves. And that's not a finite destination. You know, I'm always trying to become the best version of myself every single day. I can be a little bit better than myself the next day. But it also, you know, again, failures are not something to be avoided. I fail all the time. And when people fail me, you know, I used to get really angry, but now I have more sympathy because, again, I understand that that's something I'm going through. I can't be perfect all the time. You know what I mean? And you can't either. And the people around you can't be either. You have to give people a little bit of grace. But when you're the best version of yourself, you're a little bit more confident. You know, you don't feel like, again, just like I said, everyone isn't your enemy. There's not danger all around you. People say silence is violence and words are violence and all that other stuff, and that's because people don't feel safe, even within the things that they're saying to themselves. Just like I said, you're watching motivational videos and you're not doing shit. You know subconsciously that you ain't shit because you keep telling yourself to do something and you're not doing it. You know that what I'm saying is true. You know what I mean? This is something I said to someone the other day. Angel, when someone tells you something and it's almost like you thought of it all along, like it releases that synapse where you're like, wow, I really resonate with that. Like that really sticks. Like that it's something, right?
Right.
That you feel. All of that is inside you already. The reason that it resonates is because it was already inside you. It wasn't a new idea. I wasn't coming up with a new thing. I just said something that released something that was within you, right? So it's the same thing when you're dealing with yourself. All the greatness in the world, in the universe, is at your disposal. You just have to access it and really be true with yourself and honest with yourself. And when you do that, I promise you, you start to understand people better. You understand your parents better. You understand your friends better. You understand everybody better because we're all going through the same experience. You're all dealing with heartbreak. We're all dealing with shitty people that are in a bad mood. We're all dealing with ex-lovers and shitty kids or great kids or like whatever, imposter syndrome. We're all dealing with all that stuff. And again, when you're more honest and you're more just trying to be the best version of yourselves and keep running into those failures and missteps and hurdles and all those other things, you're like, wow, life is hard and interesting. But if I'm going through this is what probably my dad was going through. You know what I mean? Like as I was getting older, I started to understand my dad way more. As I was trying to become a man, my dad made way more sense. I mean, he's still stupid for a lot of the things he decided to do. He's not the brightest man. He is from the jungles of Tobago. He's from the mountains. He's a jungle person. He literally left, I think, Tobago as a teenager to go work on an oil rig. And this is before like Instagram and the internet and all this stuff. He just hopped on an oil rig to make money for his family or for himself or whatever. And then immigrated to Canada because, someone was just like vibes. Essentially, because again, there's no Google Maps. There's no Yelp review. He's just a wild person just exploring the world. So he's going to make a lot of mistakes. And growing up as a young man, I was always just like, man, my dad is always trying to hold me back and he's trying to teach me stuff and he wants me to make my bed and brush my teeth and do my homework. What a asshole. You know what I mean? And he's trying to instill discipline in me. Why do I got to be disciplined? But again, like I said, once I started to get older and started trying to become a man, I really started to understand him. I was like, wow, he was really setting me up. He was really doing all this stuff. Oh, man, I was kind of the dick. You know what I mean? And those lessons is what's going to help me raise my kid. Because it's going to be the same thing. He's going to think some of the things I say are absolutely stupid and counterintuitive and all these things. And as a parent, hopefully, if I can remember this, I'm going to give them a little bit more grace. Because I experienced that being a son. I experienced that being a child.
Plus your experiences, so
yeah,
building on it.
Yeah, and we're all going to have different experiences, right? My dad didn't experience the internet. He didn't experience colored TV, when he was a child.
How old is your dad? What?
Bro, my dad had me when I was 40, when he was like 40. Wow. Yeah, my dad's like mid-70s.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? But that's
pretty close.
Yeah, my dad's old. Yeah, we're all going to have different experiences. And the same thing with my kids. My kids are going to be dealing with like holograms and all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? They're going to be dealing with, like the sex robots from Rick and Morty. Why do we keep going back to sex stuff? It always ends up with sex.
Man,
it always comes back.
We haven't talked
It always comes back. You could do a timestamp every time that we mention it. But, yeah, no, it's an interesting life. And again, like we said, we're sharing these things and we're doing this and we're putting this kind of content in the world to, put a little smile on your face. Or even put a little frown on your face and make you think, make you really, use those thought lines, and, improve your thinking. Again, you might disagree with us, you might agree with us, you might be indifferent, but at least we'll challenge you to think a little bit,
Will jack your mind off.
Pop. Sex. Back to the sex. It's the mental masturbating podcast. I don't care. You have to say it. Mental master ... baiting.
And,
If you just say mental masturbating, we're gonna
you're
get
right.
striked.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So mental master baiting, because we bait you to master your mental. See, it's brilliant. It's honestly brilliant. I'm a genius. Let me look at my camera. I'm a genius.
What are our fans called?
Wait, let me look at the camera.
Don't say it.
The mental master baiters.
I hate you.
Yeah. It's
Now
fantastic.
you see what Will is like.
Yeah, man. I'm everything. I'm everything. I'm everything. I'm everything, everywhere, all at once. You know, which is a great movie. My mind broke watching it.
I still have to watch it, but
I can get that's a whole separate podcast. That will be a part of like our psychedelic podcast. You know what I mean? Because we are gonna do a psycho. We're gonna do listen.
Okay.
Everything under the sun. We're going to talk about. We're gonna talk about anime. We're gonna talk about guns.
Ooh.
We're gonna talk about psychedelics.
Ow.
We're gonna talk about relationships, but not the boring men versus
What's a
like
relationship?
facts. No, but we're gonna talk about everything. You know what I mean? We're gonna talk about archery. We're gonna talk about jiu-jitsu. We're gonna talk about MMA. We're gonna talk about basketball. We're gonna talk about sports, social media, the effects of society, talking to each other, spirituality, God, the universe, everything. Mothers, fathers, aunts, nieces, like family, financial literacy, real estate, stocks, investing, Roth IRAs for my Americans, TFSAs for my Canadians.
Spit.
Absolutely everything. On the mic I spit it. Every time I spit it. Without a pen I spit it. You dig? But we're gonna talk about everything.
If we open it up or have fans suggest things too, you know.
Yeah,
we'll answer anything. We'll cover it. We'll get guests.
We have fan suggestions, and I have them all right here on my laptop. You can't see the laptop, and that's probably a good thing because I don't know what's on my laptop right now. But yeah, no, we have all the fan suggestions. We got the already enjoy, what people are tired of, what more needed. We have all that stuff. Politics. There's literally, I'm not joking. I wish I could have a camera to show my screen. We'll work on that too. But there's literally already enjoy, and under it, it says sex. Hi-yo. I'm very aroused. There's going to be like a challenge, like a drink challenge where people are like, all right, we drink every time they mention something erotic or sexual. You know what I mean?
I'm bringing the Four Loko. I don't care.
Oh, that's also too. I don't drink. Let me correct that because people are always, I drink every once in a while. I'll have a scotch or a wine. I don't really enjoy drinking. Listen, I don't care what no one says. Drinking is gross. I've drank more than a lot of you.
Yeah.
I've drank a lot of more than the people that have never seen me drink and then talk shit. I've drank way more than you. Way more than you. Remember the Absolute bottle that was the size of my body?
I was just gonna say I have some photos to prove it.
Yeah. I'm again hard to kill. If I was in a Russian bathhouse and these guys were like, you have to drink with us, I'll hang with the Russians. I'm with whatever, baby.
He knows how
Again,
to party.
I'm a slut. Get me lit. I dare you. Yeah. Angel's gonna get loco. You know what I mean? There's some other things I dip and dabble in. You know what I mean? And we're gonna connect to higher consciousness and all that other stuff. And yeah, you know. But back to the sex thing. We're young virile men. We work out. You know what I mean? We got the blood flowing. So we're going to be talking about that kind of stuff too. Listen, that is what made us. We all wouldn't be here without parents humping. You know what I mean? Without a woman pushing out a baby. And that's one of my, 15th. I was trying to go somewhere with it. I was trying to be controversial. Because it's not or a man. It's not. I don't care. You can cancel us after. You can cancel us after the first episode, whatever this is, epilogue, whatever it is. You can cancel. I do not care. Because again, you're not going to agree with me all the time.
That's okay.
But no one would be here without coming through a woman's legs. Okay? Whatever you identify as, I don't give a shit. Okay? To be you, be the realest you. Again, if that makes you the best version of yourself, cool. You want to identify as a donkey? I don't care. Okay? Because that's the other thing that's going on with society is we have to follow everyone's ideology. Because again, people are soft. People aren't hard to kill. So you have to follow the ideology so they can feel safe. Right? So they don't have to do the work. So they don't have to be accountable. Right? That's what these safe spaces are for. Do you really want a safe space? Do you really want a sterile environment that when you come out of, any virus can kill you easily? Because that's what it is. When you live in a sterile environment, any pathogen that you meet now, because your body doesn't have the proper defense mechanisms, can kill you. So it's the same thing with thoughts, feelings, whatever.
What kind of thoughts? THOTS or?
Same thing with the thoughts. You gotta build that immunity because these thoughts out here are dirty. But yeah, no, it's. But yeah,
Men
no
of science here.
No, but yeah, just shout out the women. You know what I mean? All of them. Again, whatever if you want to identify as a woman, I do not care. But the point still stands. We all came through a woman's legs. It was not a man. It wasn't. If you want to be a woman for the whatever amount of labor and then switch back to a man, I'm even cool with that. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna disrespect the women that survived almost dying. Because childbirth, bro, you can still die from childbirth.
Yeah.
Childbirth is not like an easy, like, you're just like, oh yeah, you can have it. No, man. Women are monsters for that. You know what I mean? And that's another thing too. We're gonna big up the women. We're gonna big up everybody. You know what I mean? Again, we're gonna challenge the women too, because some of you bitches are crazy. You know what I mean? And again, I'm not a bitch. Okay, cool. Then just don't be a bitch. Like if it doesn't apply to you, you're fine. Again, if I'm looking to the camera, I'm talking to a camera. Unless anyone gets this confused, these are cameras. I'm not talking to you. You're just viewing it. Okay? If I say you're stupid and you're not stupid, it doesn't apply to you. If you
stupid people never think they're stupid.
That's a fact. It's a fact. Actually, no, I don't know. The world is changing. Maybe stupid people are becoming aware that people call this.
Self-reflective.
They're becoming self-aware.
Which is what we want.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, we're checking everybody. This is not just. This is not
know your flaws to work on them.
This isn't just higher learning and education. You know what I mean. This isn't higher conversation. Shout out to 19 Keys. You know what I mean. This is that real rap raw. You know what I mean. Real rap raw. Chocolate dropper. Shout out Kevin Hart. You know, got to give the shout outs because again, we're whores. Sponsor us. But yeah, no, we're gonna call out and again, we're calling out with love. You know what I mean? If I'm talking to you bitches, I'm trying to get the bitch out of you, so you can be the queen you are. Ooh.
Oh, dropping those.
That wasn't that fire, but it was kind of good. You know what I mean? Same thing. And also, a bitch isn't just a woman. Men can be bitches too. There's some bitch ass niggas.
Different connotations.
There's some bitch ass niggas out here in these streets. You dig? And there's some bitch ass women out here in these streets. And there are some real kings in the streets. And there's some real queens. You know what I mean? And the same thing, like I said in the outset, we want you to be the best version of yourself. So if you're acting like a bitch, I need to tell you, that's the problem. Just like you said, stupid people, it's not that stupid people don't identify as stupid. There are a lot of retarded people out there.
Cancel.
But they don't know they're retarded because you can't call them retarded. And also, language is a real thing. Listen, like I said, I'm good at articulate. There's one thing I can do. I can talk. And being able to talk means being able to talk, I need to know the words that I'm using. And retarded just means if something is flame retardant, it means that the flames envelop it slowly. It's not quick to burn up.
Them.
Yes, exactly. So if you are mentally retarded, I'm not using it as like a slight to mentally people with mental retardation. But if you are acting retarded, I've said that word so many times, we're definitely going to get canceled, but fuck it.
I've been called out. I've been told not to say the R word.
The R word. Whatever, man. A rose by any other name, would it still smell as sweet? And a dummy called by any other name, would he still be as retarded? Yo, people are actually going to hate. They're going to hate. See, the beginning, you see how I got them in with honey? I said all that, like, important stuff and da-da-da. Again, this is where we come into balance. You know what I mean? All the, like, yeah, be positive and improve your life and don't just mentally masturbate and all that other stuff. It sounded real good. And then I started talking about women having babies and people being retarded. And it went dark. But to finish the point, so I don't say that word too many times. There are a lot of people. Let me look at the camera. There are a lot of people that are retarded, and they don't know it because you're not allowed to call them retarded. Okay? And again, I'm pointing. This doesn't mean you. It just means the person.
You're just pointing at you.
I'm just pointing at the camera. I'm just pointing at Yo! Oh my God, we're not even going to make it to 2 episodes. This is our Clayton Bigsby episode. I am Clayton Bigsby just talking shite right now.
Nah, it's going to get worse.
It is, probably. It's also going to get better. Again, balance. We're going to have the worst. We're going to have the best. Every episode isn't going to be for you. Every pod isn't going to be for you.
That's
you
life.
Know what I mean? That's life. There are going to be some things where you're like, I'm not really interested in sports. I'm not really interested in this. I'm not really interested in that. And I'm not going to tap in. And that's fine. But I implore you that, again, it might be something that you don't think you're interested in, and it broadens your horizons. Listen, I wouldn't be the person I am today without a person that's very much trying to be canceled right now, Kanye West. I wouldn't be here I wouldn't be as interesting as I am without people like Kanye West. Kanye West made me interested in classical music. Kanye West made me interested in art. Kanye West made me interested in architecture, ballet, film, anime, all these different kind of things. He broadened my horizons. I used to think ballet was just for white people. And then I saw an intelligent black man that I admired use that in a video, And that's, again, what helped me broaden my horizons. I thought certain things were only for certain types of people, but certain things are for everybody. You know what I mean? Everything is for the streets. You know what I mean? Realistically, everything is for the streets. Eats. What did you say?
I said everybody eats.
That's a fact. So yeah, every podcast is not going to be for you. I'm going to say things that piss you off, which I'm pretty sure 80% of our audience is going to be pissed off of that little tirade. It wasn't a tirade. Again, it was with love. Okay?
Yeah.
It's with love. I'm going to say the things that typically white people say in these situations. I have people that have are mentally incapacitated in some way, shape, or form.
The 1 or 2 of the 5 people that are still here.
You know what I mean? But yeah, no. And I really mean it, and I really love those people. You know what I mean? I have people that identify to something opposite to their assigned gender at birth. You know what I mean? And I truly love all those people. You know what I mean? And again, that's why people are scared of words and all these different other things, because people aren't really living, again, genuine lives. They aren't saying genuine things. You know what was a wild thing that someone said to me? I showed up because I told someone, I was like, yo, I'm going to show up to this thing. You know what I mean? Or I said, like, we should hang out or something. Yeah, that was it. I said, we should hang out. And then I was free because I said we should hang out when I'm free. And then I was free. I was like, hey, I'm free this day. You want to hang out? And then they came back and they were like, bro, you act like, people say that all the time, but you actually wanted to hang out.
Wanted to hang out.
Yeah, because again, that's just more of a thing of what's going on in society, right? Like you only develop what you can in your environment. So if people are being disingenuous to you all the time, one, you have to kind of be disingenuous because that's your way to survive. And you become accustomed to people being disingenuous to you. It's again, like my hero said, Kanye West, it's hard to hear the truth in a world full of lies. And that's kind of the situation we're in right now. It's a world full of lies. We've been lied to about the education system, the financial system, family system, relationships, politics, all these things. We've been lied to, whether implicitly or explicitly. But again, we're becoming more aware. We're becoming more smarter, just like the dummies, just like the stupid people are becoming. Yes. We're smarter. We're faster. What did the guy say from, what was it, The Boys?
$1 Million Man? Or?
Yeah, I'm smarter. I'm better. I'm prettier. I am pretty. But yeah, it's hard, but I genuinely love people, and people hear me say this all the time. I hate people, because I do. I hate people too. But there's a thin line between love and hate. The opposite of love is not hatred. It's apathy. Right? Love and hate are intense emotions. Okay? Let me talk to the camera. Talk to the camera.
You good? Talk to the people.
Let me get this right. Let me drink some water, because I need to make sure my vocal cords are lubricated. The opposite of love is not hate. It's apathy. There is a thin line between love and hate, because they're both intense emotional responses, and they mean you care. You can't hate someone if you don't care.
Right.
There are a lot of people. There's a viral TikTok. There's a black guy that goes around to college campuses, and he basically asked people about another person that, I find interesting, Andrew Tate. They're like, hey, what do you think about Andrew Tate? And they're like, we hate him. And then he's like, why? And they're like, I don't know. He says misogynistic things. And then, sorry, I just ruined that whole rant with a fucking burp.
It's that damn water.
God damn it. Got it too excited. But, yeah, no. He's like, okay, well, tell me what he said. And they're like, oh, well, I don't know. It's, I just saw a clip on social medias. Oh, so
that's the first problem.
Right? But they have this intense emotional response, because ultimately they do genuinely care about misogyny and all those other things. Like, that's the part of it that's sad, because there is some genuine feelings behind it, but it's misguided. Right? But yeah, they say, I hate him. If you truly wanted the opposite of love and hate, or opposite of hate with Andrew Tate, it's apathy. It's apathy. I don't care. It doesn't affect my life. There's a university study that people are dumber by magnitudes of IQ points if they idolize celebrities. If all their attention is towards celebrities, they're statistically stupider. Right? And again, because those people ultimately don't have any actual influence on your life. You know what I mean? My friend told me that Kanye actually did like something that actually harmed a community. Again, I'm not gonna, because please leave my bank account alone. I got like $5 in it, and that's that. I need that $5. But he said that he was actually hurting the community, and I was like, bro, people are fine, okay? Kanye didn't, or Ye, sorry, Ye, because we want you on the podcast for sure. He said Ye actually was hurting people, and I was like, no one's hurt. Like, everyone's okay. Everyone's okay. Like, yeah, their feelings might have been hurt, and there's some real scars because something really happened in the past that was absolutely terrible and one of the greatest human tragedies in the world. But everyone's fine. He just said some shit, and if he's wrong, debate him. Debate him. Do what Lex Friedman did. Talk to him with compassion. That's how you change people's opinions. The ACLU fought for Nazis to have free speech because they understood censorship throughout history. The people trying to censor people are the bad guys. Let me look at are the bad guys. If you're trying to censor people, you're the bad person. Because again, you're removing accountability. If you think it's so stupid, you think it's so terrible, you think it's so violent, defend yourself. Make a better argument and vanquish that stupidity. But censoring doesn't do anything. It pushes people into a corner. And there's nothing worse than a cornered animal that feels in danger because everyone's poking at it. I just wanted to let that breathe for a second because yeah, I think it's very important. Again, with the discussion that's being had. Again, you can disagree with stuff I said, but censoring me is not gonna put me away. It's not gonna magically me be like, maybe I was wrong. Maybe. If I already have stupid ideologies, what do you think me self-reflecting in a corner is going to do? If you just put me there without giving me better information, I'm just going to get more stupid, right? So, yeah, it's interesting, man. All these topics are interesting. How long are we going? We've gone for a considerable amount of time. An hour. I think that's enough. We don't want to tire the spirit, you know?
Right.
That's what my mother always says, you know? Whenever things prolong too long, she's like, you don't want to tire the spirit. You don't want people to go, I don't care anymore. You know, we do want to keep you engaged. So, I'm going to take it to my main man, my guardian angel. Angel. Hit me with what you got going on. Hit me with what you thinking about.
I feel like the reaction's always heightened to infinity when he says something.
No, absolutely. This is going to be my final point. And I think, again, this is why this is going to resonate until we sell ourselves out and are just whores to whatever company wants to give us money because we're sluts. Or no, we're prostitutes because sluts just fuck for free, right? So yeah, we be prostitutes. Anyways, no, people care too much about celebrities, man. People they care too much, and some people are tired of it. And again, we're not celebrities, bro. I work a job I do not enjoy at all. You know what I mean? I live a life. Full transparency. I'm about to cancel a lot of bitches that wanna sleep with your boy, but full transparency. I don't live a life that I enjoy right now. You know what I mean? I work a job that I don't enjoy.
But you have a goal and a vision to work towards, right?
No, exactly. But I think this is important to say because, again, because people are genuinely compassionate. But every time I say something like, I don't like my life or I don't do like something negative of that nature.
You're doing something about it.
Yeah, I'll do something about it. You know what I mean? I'll fight to the end. I can't swim, and I've been thrown into pools many a time, but I ain't dead. You know what I mean? Because I'll fight and scratch and claw and jump, and I'll figure a way out of it. You know what I mean? I bitch about going to the gym every day, but I still go and lift that heavy ass weight. Okay? No, I live a life I don't enjoy. You know, and that's not to the fault of any celebrity. That's me. You know what I mean? I've made life decisions or inactions, and I'm going to do something about it. And I'm at least going to express myself. And even if my life doesn't get better because of it, you know what I mean? If your life gets better because of it, and I really mean this, and this is kind of airy-fairy anyways, but that would provide me some joy, Tupac said to himself, I may not be the person that changes the world, but I may be the spark to the person that changes the world. And that's true selflessness. And that's not to say I'm a saint, because sometimes I'm not saintly, as I've showed throughout this podcast. But yeah, I think people care too much about what celebrities say, and we're inundated with even pseudo celebrities now, like Instagram influencers and YouTubers and all those other things, so yeah, people care too much about that, and we're going to talk about those things,
all that time spent worrying about celebrities and Kylie and Kim, you spent towards yourself.
Yeah,
I feel like
you'd be a million times better. Again, that's mental masturbation. You're jerking yourself off. That's why people have what's it called? Garbage television, or what is it? Guilty pleasure. Like they have guilty pleasure. They have guilty pleasures, right? Because you watch people's lives falling apart, and that makes you feel better. Right, that your life, you can go, well, my life isn't that bad. My life isn't a train wreck like them. It makes you feel better. But again, people sat down during the pandemic and they're like, wow, my life is shit. You know what I mean? It's the same thing like how I felt. I was skinny, weak. I was all these things. And then I watched some episodes of Joe Rogan. I listened to some more people talk podcasts and things like that. And Andrew Huberman, Dr. Rhonda Patrick, Jordan Peterson, and you can say whatever you want about those people, but they drastically improved my life through podcasts. Andrew Huberman is a Stanford professor, and he took the time to share his knowledge and share his, thank us for our interest in science
It's all out there for free.
for free.
All this
You know what I
information.
mean? To improve yourself. And that's what's inspired me to even do this, because like I said, I just want people to be their best versions of themselves. So that's the overall arching point that, and again, listen, we're kind of swapping things now, because if you switch from watching the Kardashians or whatever to watching us, you're almost doing the same thing. But at least we're transparent. You know what I mean? We're transparent about being prostitutes.
It's not scripted.
It's not. Yeah, we're fully transparent, right? So it's the same thing. We're gonna tell you, hey, we've talked, we've inspired you. Now do something, And it doesn't have to be grand. You don't have to change the world in a day. You know what I mean? Every journey begins with one step. That's it. And you just put another foot in front of you. And boom.
Small accomplishments
Yeah.
each day, and then they add up.
Yeah, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. It's not. You don't think about how many steps you have to take. You know, you just take the first step, and you go and you go and you adjust for weather and terrain and all that other stuff. And it's the same thing like your life. You know, you adjust. So we're gonna tell you to do that. You know, and we're doing it ourselves. Like I said, we're gonna be the barometer. And again, how you influence the show is going to determine how this thing actually works out. You know what I mean? If you see us becoming more affluent, and, you know, the studio gets a little bit better and we're able to do more things, and, you know, maybe start courses, because that's something I definitely want to do, you know, get into the education standpoint, you know, teach people about financial literacy, teach people about better health practices, teach people about spirituality, teach people how to actually have political engagement, teach people how to be sovereign in their community and things of that nature. If we can actually do that and have the resources because people believe in us, and you know, give them give us their support, you know, many hands make light work. You know, and our work will be much lighter with your support. So I think that's an excellent place to kind of wrap it up. You know, like, we only go from here as far as you take us. We're gonna be here talking shit, sharing the gospel, you know, doing what we do, trying to provide value. But if you actually, like, it's just like Instagram, you know, a lot of people just like, but I need you to like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff, whatever the YouTubers say. Invest, you know, give us, you know, donate, whatever, man. Subscribe to the Patreon, whatever you can do to actually help. Give us ideas. Come on the podcast. Get a sponsor. You know, you work for Coca-Cola or whatever, you know, whatever. As we grow, again, we're being transparent, right? You know, closed mouths don't get fed. So and I'm not doing anything just to do it. Like I said, it would be enjoyable to just hang out with my friend and talk shit and kind of, you know, expand our minds. But I want to be the biggest podcast in the world. And I'm going to say it here. And I mean it. Let me look at the camera. I want to be the biggest podcast, show, experience, whatever, in the world. In the world. I really do. I really mean that. I really want to bring people on that you think I should have on and talk to and challenge them and talk to them and, you know, do that kind of stuff and entertain you and educate you and all those other things. I really want to do that, you know, and however I can do that is how I'm going to do that. But I need help. You know, we need help. We need help. So if you're going to help us, help us. And again, it doesn't have to be monetary. It doesn't have, share it with your friends, share it with your coworkers, share it with your people, talk about it, you know, reference us when you're having conversations. That's all it is, you know? And again, we might not be the change you want to see. We may not be the change in the world, but we may spark the person that starts that change. But again, it starts with however you can help us grow this, amplify our signal. You know? You got anything else? All right. I don't know how to close this. Let me think. Let me take a moment to think. You know, people always talk about dead air, but this is important.
That's what the editing is for.
But I want the
We'll
dead
let it
air
roll.
I want the dead air to sit. Maybe not for. I'm not gonna do forever. The Jeopardy music isn't gonna come on. The doo doo. That's not gonna come on. But let me think. I'm Sir William III, and that's my man Angel. And as Sir William III, there are three things that I think that are important to leave you with to work on while we're apart from each other. While you're not listening to the words that I'm speaking to you. Work on your mind, your body, and your soul. Strengthen the mind, strengthen the body, strengthen the spirit. Because when you do for self, you can do for others. Once you do that, you can help your smaller community, like your family. Then you can improve your bigger community, your friends and acquaintances around your family, your coworkers. And then again, that's how we change the world. So focus on those three things. Start with that's your first step in this journey of 1,000 miles. Work on your mind, your body, and your soul. And until then, that's my main man, Angel, on the ones and twos. Show yourself, Angel. Show that beautiful face, baby.
Right here.
And I am Sir William III. Peace, love, and light. Prosperity to you and yours. Take care.
If you say mental masturbating.
Mental masturbation.
I thought that's where you were going.
That was good. I feel really good about that one. That was one take Drake, baby.